In this video, we're going to work example 2.2 from your textbook. If you would like to follow along, pause this video, go to My Courses, open up the file chapter 2 work.xlsx, and then click on X2.2 tab to follow along with me and restart this video. Now our instructions here are to enter minimum, maximum, total, counts, and countifs using formulas that we're going to find in rows 99 and below. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the scroll bar all the way on the right, and we're going to scroll down. You can also use your scroll wheel on your mouse. And in cells B99 through B106, we're going to calculate the minimum quantity, maximum quantity, total order costs, average number of AP days, number of purchase orders, number of O-ring orders, number of AP terms that are less than 30 days, and we're going to use countifs to calculate the number of O-ring orders that are from space-time. So right now, using these formulas is very inconvenient because we can't see our column headers. So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze the top 3 rows to make it much easier to enter our formulas. So I'm going to use my scroll wheel, scroll all the way up to the beginning of my worksheet. Then I'm going to click in cell A4. Now, if I freeze the top row, all I would see is purchase orders. If I freeze column A, all I would see are the suppliers. So to see my headers, I have to freeze the top 3 rows. To do that, I'm going to click in cell A4. Then I'm going to click View. In the window group, I'm going to click the down arrow under Freeze Panes, and I'm going to choose the first option, Freeze Panes. So notice when I use my scroll wheel on my mouse and I scroll down, I still see my column headers. Makes it a lot easier to put in my formulas. So now I'm going to scroll down until I can see the range A99 through A106. To find the minimum quantity, I'm going to click in cell B99 and I'm going to type equals MIN. Notice Excel gives me a whole bunch of formulas to choose from. I'm just going to use MIN, returns the smallest number. Open up my parentheses. And since it's the quantity, I want to take the minimum from column F. So I'm going to scroll all the way up. Make sure you get all the way to the beginning. It's very easy to start in the wrong row. Making sure that you click on cell F4, hold down the left mouse button, and drag down until you've selected F4 to F97. You can actually see the formula in your cell and also in the formula bar. Close up the parentheses and hit enter to accept the formula. In cell B100, we're going to find the maximum quantity by using the function equals MAX. So max returns the largest value in a set. I'm going to open the parentheses, scroll up to the beginning of my worksheet, making sure that I see 3 to 4 because it's very easy to start from the wrong cell. And I'm going to find my maximum quantity by clicking on cell F4, holding down my left mouse button, and dragging down until I have selected the range F4 to F97. Close up my parentheses and hit enter. Now to find the total order costs, we're going to use the formula equals SUM, equals sum. Equals sum adds a range. It's very convenient, so I'm going to make sure that I'm in cell B101 and type equals SUM, open the parentheses, but this time we want to sum column G the total costs. So I'm going to scroll all the way back to the top of column G, making sure I'm clicking on cell G4, and dragging it down to G97. Closing up my parentheses and hit enter. To find the average number of AP days, we're going to use the function equals average. So I'm going to type equals AVERAGE, open the parentheses, and to find the average AP days, we're going to average column H, scroll up to the beginning, click cell H4, hold down the left mouse button, drag down until I've selected the range H4 to H97, close up my parentheses, and hit enter. Now, to calculate the number of purchase orders, we have to use the count function, but count is a little strange because we can only count numerical fields. So we could not count column A, column B, or column D because it contains text, but we could count column C, E, F, G, H, I, or J. So I'm going to make sure that I've clicked in cell B103. I'm going to type equals count, and I'm going to count column C. So open up the parentheses, scroll up to the beginning, click on cell C4, drag all the way down to C97, or you just could type C4 colon C97, close up the parentheses, and we have 94 purchase orders. Now, to use the number of O-ring orders and the number of AP terms less than 30 days, we're going to use a function COUNTIF. Okay, now we're going to use the function COUNTIF to count the number of O-ring orders. This one is a little bit more of a complicated function, so we're going to use paste function. So make sure that your active cell is cell B104. We're going to click Formulas, More Functions, Statistical, and COUNTIF. So the range we're going to count is column D, and we're going to ask it to count column D as long as it is an O-ring. So the range, I'm going to scroll up to the top, making sure that I'm in the range box, and select the range D4 all the way down to D97. Now, in the criteria box, I can either type O-ring, because it's a label, I have to put it in the double quotes. So double quotes O-ring, and the double quotes. Notice I get a 12, which matches what is in the book. Or another way that you can do it is to click on any cell that contains the word O-ring. So I could click on cell D81 or D86. Notice my criteria says O-ring, and I get the same answer of 12. So I click OK, and I've counted my number of O-ring orders. Next, we're going to use COUNTIF to count the number of AP terms that are under 30 days. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make sure we're in cell B105. We're going to click Formulas tab, More Functions, Statistical, and COUNTIF. So this time we're going to count column H, so making sure that I'm in the range box. I'm going to scroll up and select the range H4 to H97. But now in the criteria, I'm going to type a double quote, then less than, which is shift comma, the number 30, and close up the double quotes. Notice I have an answer of 17, which matches the book. I click OK, and I have now calculated my number of AP terms that are less than 30 days. Finally, we're going to use COUNTIFs to count the number of O-ring orders that are from space-time. If you don't see COUNTIFs, it just means that you're using an older version of Excel on your laptop and you need to come to the lab in order to use the COUNTIFs function. So I'm going to click in cell B106, making sure that I'm in the Formulas tab, More Functions, Statistical, and COUNTIFs. Once again, if you don't see it, don't panic. It just means that you're using a slightly older version of Excel. So in the COUNTIFs, once I put in my first range and criteria, then it's going to ask me for a second range and criteria. So my first range and criteria are going to be column D and O-ring. So making sure I'm in criteria range 1, I'm going to scroll all the way up, select the range D4 to D97. I don't feel like typing, so in criteria 1, I'm just going to click on any cell that says O-ring. So this time I'm going to click on cell D81. Now notice in criteria range 2, we want to find the supplier. So in criteria range 2, I'm going to select the range A4 to A97. So I'm going to scroll all the way up, A4 to A97, and this time we want it from Space-Time Technologies. So in criteria 2, I'm going to click on any cell in column A that says Space-Time Technologies. I'm going to click on cell A86, and notice we get an answer of 3, which matches the book. So we have 3 O-ring orders that are from space-time. We click OK, and now we've learned to use min, max, sum, average, count, COUNTIF, and COUNTIFs.